Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Hey, Joey, PhD in THC. I'm sorry, I know that one bugs you, but I like doing it. I like playing with the features. Friends, y'all cheated. You saw the thumbnail, you read the title, and I haven't even created that yet. How the hell did you do that? Anyways, yes, today's all about no hate. No hate. It's something I wanted to talk about for quite a while. And yeah, before let's get some of the but first. And actually, but first, hashtag but first is part of what I'm talking about, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. First of all, have you given me the thumbs up? I mean, I worked hard at this. And have you subscribed? Have you? Some of you haven't. Some of you haven't. And you know what? There's benefits. If you subscribe and click that bell, you get told when I've put up a video. And sometimes I put up videos that they aren't going to show in recommended. Not today, but very soon. Very soon there's going to be some flower videos coming up. So hit that subscribe, hit that bell, and pitter patter. Let's get at her. What am I talking about hate? Well, y'all know how I feel about social justice warriors. I've talked about this a few times, and it's time to hit it again, because I do see that they seem to be gasping at their last breaths of air as society gets tired of this political correctness from the 80s having gone way too damn far. Yes, as a society, we need to encourage each other to be nice, to be sweet, to be caring, to be loving. We need to look after each other and not try to hurt each other in silly ways. That's all fine and good. But this cancel culture is kind of what it's becoming. It's becoming, they are not a majority, they are just very vocal. Do the vocal minority social justice warrior types get to tell us how to act, when not to act? I'm going to give you a few examples. Cole King, if you look him up, C-O-L-E, King, just your regular beerhead at a I think it was a basketball game, but he was at a game, a sports game, and he put up a sign saying, "I'm out of beer and out of money." Just something funny. Anheuser-Busch, I think, was the beer he was talking about. And it hit the internet like crazy, and people started donating to him, and it got out of hand. And he said, "You know, guys, there's just way too much money. I was just joking. I wanted some beer, so you know what? Every bit of money that's coming in is going to my local children's hospital." And soon, very soon, within a couple of days, he raised over $1 million. And that's when the hate started. Now the social justice warriors out there clickety-click, and it's usually media, and it was here. The person who broke the story dug deeper and found that this young man, when he was 16, said something rather racist in a tweet, in a couple of tweets. And all of a sudden they were out there just absolutely burning this boy when there was no reason for it. First of all, we are not our 16-year-old selves. We are not. What we did when we're 13, 14, 16, 17, we've all said, let the baby have their cookie. At that age, you're doing the natural instinctive thing is to test out the waters of society and learn where you fit in. And sometimes you're going to say things that even at that, say and do things even at that time that seemed wrong even to yourself, but you did it to test it out to see what happens. It's the rebellious nature of people. Some people don't have that rebellious nature, but some do. I did a lot of things that probably wouldn't fly. Well, I did a lot of pot. Anyways, it's not about me. What it's about is the fact that this culture is going way overboard on, oh my God, once or twice you were what we consider a horrible person, so you can't be a good person now. And other people who have come to the forefront and apologized for their past behaviors, but an apology isn't enough. I disagree. But even worse, we come to the crux of the matter, because I've been wanting to do this video for over a week. Social justice warrioring, if that's a verb, SJWing, has hit what used to be and may no longer be my favorite show, Big Brother. Big Brother got its start, its thought, its premise, all from the book 1984 by George Orwell. 1984. I'm halfway through it for the second time. Big Brother was the name of the society and the leader that had kind of quelled the world. Anyways, this show had always been one of my favorites. And you know what? Some years, my favorite won. Some years, I was totally against who won. But it's not about... However people play, however they get to the end, it, Survivor, The Challenge, all those kind of shows are any holds barred, try to make it to the end and win. And yes, people do some pretty awful things. But this year's winner, Mickey. Mickey was a pretty straight-laced white guy. So obviously right away he was wrong. And he worked really hard at winning, and he won. He, at one point, may have said a few things kind of rude towards women, and he was straightened up for it by the woman that he ended up in a romance with in the show. But at the end of the show, they absolutely ruined the show by calling him out on what they suspected was a racist decision. And I'm going to give it to you. Please bear with me. We have reasons why it's better to be Canadian at the end. So stick with me. There was a point at the beginning of the show where they said to the people of the show, elect a leader. And 4 people said, hey, me. So they all voted, and Mickey got it. And then that leader was told, you have to pick 4 people to leave the show. Then they're going to compete, and 3 of them will come back in, and 1 will leave. And he really agonized with this thought, and then he thought, the simplest way, I kind of want this old guy to leave, Cliff. And 3 other people had put their hand up saying they'll be the leader, so I'll pick those 3. They all seem strong. They all seem like they're people that will make it and come back. So it would be the least hit on them. Oh, he was wrong, because those 3 people were of minorities. So when he came out and he won, it was damaged by Julie Chen harassing him. And Julie Chen should know better. Me Too movement has hit her husband. Julie Chen asked him, why? Why 3 out of the 4 people that you chose in the beginning to leave the game were minorities, and one was an old person. Ageism and racism. And age may have played a part, because very often in Big Brother they get rid of the old people. So a little bit of ageism. I live with ageism all my life. Ageism is not a horrible thing. It's understanding that some people are too old and maybe shouldn't have even been part of the show, because it's a young person's show. And the other three, he says he picked them because they were competing against him to be a leader. So he figured it was the easiest grab. It had zero to do with their ethnicity. But it put this, just by asking that question, seriously, we got to stop in public taking small things and trying to make them huge. There was a different person during that Big Brother that was fairly racist, and he was called out, and I'm not against that. When people are racist, you need to just call them out in public. It's the old idea that the public can shame you into either being better, or you just end up being somebody not part of the public sphere. But we've got to be careful. When you cry wolf, there better be a pretty good chance that there's a wolf. And in society today, if there's even just a hint that what you've done could be claimed as racist, well, then they claim it as racist. And then you got to battle your way out. It has really ruined the show. And now, they've even taken it a step further, and that's what really brought this forward today, was I looked at my phone, and right there, Big Brother, the last 10 winners ranked by how much they deserve it. Society, if you've got that much time on your hands, no, you don't have that much time on your hands. If these are the same people that are trying to tell you that the Amazon is burning to the ground and climate change is going to kill everybody within 10 years. Stop the fear factor, stop the hatred, stop the continual beating against each other, and look for the good. Look for the good in people. Find the good. This Mickey was a loyal person, very sweet to the woman that he was with. Yes, he makes some mistakes. He's a young man who has not fully grown his frontal cortex. Young people make stupid mistakes. But if you can easily tell with a person if their heart is genuine. And one other thing that I want to bring up was, so many people on the left say Antifa is not a bad thing, and they're horrible. But now the latest thing, Antifa bullying a granny. Not too long ago, they beat up an Asian reporter who was actually on their side. Now they're going after a granny, and they kind of pushed around an older man that came to help her. She's on a walker. Pretty scary times when this is all about thought policing. This is all very Orwellian. And if we aren't careful, read the book. If we aren't careful, we could all end up being Winston. So let's stop it. Let's stop the hate. Let's look for the good. In my family, I told my children, yes, 20 years ago, that group of 3 kids, and now this child, Pasha, I told them all, hate is a 4-letter word. It's the only 4-letter word I don't want to hear come out of your mouth. If you've got a reason to say the F word, say it. If you got to take a shit, say it. I don't care. Use your words. I use encouragement, and I try to encourage them. Isn't there a better word? Isn't there a more descriptive word? Are you a writer, or are you Not because my kids all kind of write a little bit, but hate was not allowed. You could get grounded for hating. And I even stopped myself all the time because we tend to say, oh, geez, I hate that. Oh, no, I don't hate. I don't hate. And I want to encourage all of you to look deep inside yourself and remember, I know all of you are really good people. You follow me. You've stayed with me. You thumbs up. You understand that sometimes I go on these rants, and that's why you follow me. So I hope that we can help spread this. When the silly things they go after, like a guy who says, I like beer, and they try to destroy his life because he likes beer, it's gone too far. The pendulum will swing back. But when it does, it's going to go a little bit the other way. So we need to protect those people we know that have fallen for this silly, silly world that we're living in and are falling into that trap. Let's rescue them before the pendulum's in a place that could hurt them too. Friends, I don't often do these. I usually save these for Patreon. My Patreon supporters get my rants. They get a couple a month because they support this channel. So cheers to all you Patreon supporters. And if you want to, remember the link is always in the top left. I welcome you. If you want to know how, talk to me. Send me a private message. Just send me a comment below. If you don't want the comment to stay, I'll take it away. We'll work together. So friends, we're on to 99 reasons why it's better to be a Canadian. And remember my disclaimer from yesterday. I don't necessarily care where people live. I don't think Canadians are better or worse than any other country, because you know what? We're as diverse as can be, and I am not a man of country. I'm a man of community and family. The flag that flies overhead don't matter to me. I love Canada, but I don't care about patriotism. And if you ever want me to talk about that, tell me. We talked about Canadians living longer. Now we go to number 2. We're more satisfied with our lives. According to Better Life Index, an international quality of life comparison by the OECD, Canadians enjoy a higher level of life satisfaction than Americans, scoring 7.4 out of 10, where Americans score 7. Doesn't make us the top of the world. And I'll end on number 3. Saying sorry is good for you. Canadians are mocked for always apologizing, but it's not a character flaw. Saying sorry shows happiness and strengthens relationships. Researchers at University of Waterloo even found apologizing to a cop when you're pulled over gets fines reduced an average of $51. True, scientists did recently claim that refusing to apologize for your action leads to a sense of something, that word's gone, but short-sighted thinking would only appeal to self-centered Americans? No. This is not Canadians against Americans. I've lived in both countries. I've loved women from both countries. I've always enjoyed both countries, and I've always thought we should all be just one big country. No, I'm not a globalist. I don't believe in the New World Order. I don't think we need a leader at all. But that's me. I hope you enjoy your day. I hope you enjoy your time with me. I hope you've given it a thumbs up. And peace and cheers. Love and harmony.